Now, in this morning's programme, we will bring you details of the Garda press conference in Carsiveen, which saw Gardaí conclusively state that Joanne Hayes is not the mother of what was known as the Kerry baby, and issue an apology to her. The press conference also appealed for information in relation to the death of the baby found in Carsiveen, known as Baby John. Before we do that, we're going to do something we don't normally do as a current affairs programme, maybe even as a society. We're going to take a pause. We're going to acknowledge the emotions and memories stirred by the words "the Kerry babies" is something that cannot be understood really in any other county, in any other place other than right here in Kerry. The rawness that is felt undoubtedly by all those still involved, but also collectively in Kerry by a people, by a place. The instinct, even by many of our listeners yesterday, to leave it all alone, that it should be left lie, and to question what purpose could be served by dragging it all up again. I was 7 in 1984, yet like many others of my generation, as well as those older and probably younger, on hearing the words "the Kerry babies," there was a collective flinching, an involuntary instinct to pain. Why? Because it's a memory of a very painful time for Kerry. But maybe after yesterday, the words can finally take on a different meaning. Maybe when now spoken of, the Kerry babies in time will represent a turning point in Irish society. In 1984, some institutions of the state sought to build a criminal case by using a very available and powerful weapon at that time: shame. But ultimately, through the courage of Joanne Hayes and her family and the people of Abbeydorney, it began a process which we are still seeing now, where citizens can speak their truth and the shame can be replaced and left where it deserves to lie, with the institutions and individuals who abuse their power in the name of the state. At best, well-intentioned Gardaí were found to have feet of clay, to have made mistakes in a desire to solve a child's death. At worst, it was a time when power was knowingly abused by others who placed their careers ahead of the search for truth. Can any apology, and my experience of the Garda press conference yesterday is that the apology is sincerely intentioned, given 34 years after an event, make up for the trauma that was caused and the shadows that it cast on the Hayes family? Well, only they can know that. They have asked for, and they deserve, privacy at this time. There may be other people listening to us this morning for whom the review of the case is causing a huge and silent distress. I hope I speak for all of our listeners when I say that this is now a very different Kerry. It's a different time, and that you will find support waiting for you. Yesterday also changed, maybe for the first time, the Kerry babies to where its focus should have always been, on the Kerry baby, Baby John, found on White Strand in Carsiveen on the 14th of April 1984. Baby John didn't deserve the death that he was given. He didn't deserve to be alone. And Gardaí are now seeking help in his name, a name that's been too long forgotten really, and someone replaced by the name Hayes 34 years ago. Baby John also deserves a voice, someone to speak up for him, someone to give him peace. Yesterday we saw an unprecedented apology. We saw an organisation say sorry. Maybe the Kerry baby's legacy should teach all of us to have the courage to admit when we do wrong and get things wrong. Maybe it can help create an Ireland where we seek answers before we allocate blame. We can be mature enough perhaps to understand rather than to judge, and to support rather than to sacrifice. Radio Kerry wasn't on air in 1984, but since we came on air in 1990, we've been dealing with this story and other sensitive issues, and we've sought to be the means by which the people of Kerry tell their own story in their own words. Maybe now, in Kerry and beyond, the Kerry babies case can stand for something else.